Cowboys Nation, brace yourselves. We've got two earth-shattering rumors that could reshape the future of America's team. Is Dallas getting cold feet about paying Micah Parsons? And hold on to your hats, should the Cowboys trade away Dak Prescott? These bombshells are about to rock Jerry World to its core. Stay tuned, because the next 10 minutes could change everything you thought you knew about the Dallas Cowboys. Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a diehard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. First up, we're hearing whispers that the Dallas front office might be getting cold feet about paying Micah Parsons the monster contract he deserves. And if that wasn't enough to set Cowboys Twitter on fire, we're also going to break down why it might be time for Dallas to consider the unthinkable trading away franchise quarterback Dak Prescott. I know, these are some spicy takes. But stick with me, because we're going to look at all the angles and break down what these moves could mean for the future of the Dallas Cowboys. Before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know in the comments, what do you think about these rumors? Should Dallas pay Parsons whatever it takes? Is it time to move on from Dak? Let's get this debate started. All right, let's start with the defensive superstar that's been taking the league by storm, Micah Parsons. Since being drafted 12th overall in 2021, Parsons has been nothing short of phenomenal. He's a two-time first-team All-Pro, two-time Pro Bowler, and was the 2021 Defensive Rookie of the Year. The guy is a game wrecker, plain and simple. But here's where things get interesting. Parsons is entering the fourth year of his rookie deal in 2024, and the Cowboys have already exercised his fifth-year option for 2025. After that, though, it's time to talk extension, and that's where the drama begins. According to our sources, there's growing concern within the Dallas front office about the price tag Parsons is likely to command. We're talking potentially record-breaking money for a defensive player. Now, given Parsons' versatility as both an edge rusher and off-ball linebacker, plus his incredible production at such a young age, it's not crazy to think he could reset the market. We could be looking at a deal worth $35, $40 million per year, potentially with $100 plus million in guarantees. And that's where the fear comes in. The Cowboys have never been shy about paying their stars, but they've also gotten burned by some big contracts in recent years. Think about the Ezekiel Elliott deal or the Jalen Smith extension. There's a real concern that committing that much cap space to a defensive player, even one as talented as Parsons, could hamstring the team's ability to build a complete roster. But here's the counterargument. Can the Cowboys afford NOT to pay Parsons? He's a generational talent, the kind of player you build an entire defense around. In just 3 seasons, he's racked up 40.5 sacks, 52 tackles for loss, and 99 quarterback hits. Those are Aaron Donald-level numbers, folks. Let's also consider the PR nightmare that would ensue if Dallas let Parsons walk. This is a fan base that's still scarred from watching DeMarcus Ware finish his career with the Broncos. Letting another defensive cornerstone leave town might be too much for Jerry Jones' ego and the fans' patience to handle. So what options do the Cowboys have? They could try to work out an extension now, before Parsons' value climbs even higher. They could wait it out and use the franchise tag in 2026, but that's only delaying the inevitable. Or, and this is where things get really interesting, they could consider the nuclear option, trading Parsons while his value is at its absolute peak. Imagine the haul Dallas could get for a 25-year-old defensive superstar. We're talking multiple first-round picks, plus additional assets. It would be a Herschel Walker-level trade that could set the Cowboys up for years to come. But let's be real, trading Parsons seems unlikely. The most probable outcome is that Dallas will have to bite the bullet and pay the man. The question is, how will that massive contract impact the rest of the roster? And that brings us to our next bombshell. All right, Cowboys fans, take a deep breath. We're about to venture into some controversial territory here. But remember, we're exploring all options and looking at the big picture for this franchise. Dak Prescott has been the face of the Dallas Cowboys since taking over for Tony Romo in 2016. He's a four-time Pro Bowler, has led the team to multiple playoff appearances, and in 2023, he led the NFL in touchdown passes with 36. By all accounts, Dak is a franchise quarterback and a leader both on and off the field. So why on earth would Dallas even consider trading him? Well, it all comes down to three factors: money, team-building strategy, and the ever-present question of whether Dak can lead this team to a Super Bowl. Let's start with the financial side. Prescott signed a massive four-year, $160 million contract extension in 2021. That deal is set to expire after the 2024 season, and Dak will be looking for another big payday. We're likely talking about a contract in the $50 million per year range, putting him up there with Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. Now, circle back to our Micah Parsons discussion. If the Cowboys are going to shell out $35.40 million a year for Parsons, can they really afford to have $85.90 million of their cap tied up in just two players? That's nearly 40% of the projected 2025 salary cap. This brings us to the team-building aspect. We've seen teams like the Chiefs, Eagles, and 49ers have success with quarterbacks on rookie deals, allowing them to stack talent around their signal caller. The Rams won a Super Bowl using their resources on stars like Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, while Matthew Stafford was still relatively new to the team. The question the Cowboys need to ask themselves is this: are we more likely to win a Super Bowl by paying top dollar for Dak and Parsons, or by using those resources to build a more complete team? And that leads us to the elephant in the room, Dak's playoff performance. Now, let me be clear, Dak Prescott is a very good quarterback. But the Cowboys have yet to advance past the divisional round with him under center. Fair or not, in Dallas, success is measured in Lombardi trophies. So, what would a Dak Prescott trade look like? Well, we've seen some blockbuster QB trades in recent years. Russell Wilson to the Broncos, 2 1st round picks, 2 2nd round picks, a 5th round pick, plus players. Matthew Stafford to the Rams, 2 1st round picks, a 3rd round pick, and Jared Goff. Deshaun Watson to the Browns, 3 1st round picks, a 3rd round pick, and a 4th round pick. Dak is younger than Wilson and Stafford were at the time of their trades, and he doesn't have the off-field concerns that surrounded Watson. It's not unreasonable to think Dallas could get 3 first-round picks plus additional assets for Prescott. Now, imagine this scenario. The Cowboys trade Dak, use some of that draft capital to move up and select one of the top QB prospects in the 2025 draft, and use the cap savings to retain key free agents and add talent across the roster. It's a risky move, but one that could set the franchise up for long-term success if it hits. Of course, there are major downsides to consider. Finding a franchise quarterback is incredibly difficult. Just ask the Browns, Jets, or Bears. There's no guarantee that a rookie QB, even a highly touted one, would be able to step in and lead this team effectively. And let's not underestimate the leadership and stability that Dak brings to the locker room. There's also the Jerry Jones factor to consider. Jones has been Prescott's biggest champion since day one. The idea of him trading away his hand-picked franchise QB seems far-fetched, to say the least. At the end of the day, these are the kinds of decisions that keep NFL general managers up at night. There's no clear right answer, and any path the Cowboys choose will come with significant risks and potential rewards. What we do know is this: the status quo in Dallas isn't working. This is a franchise that hasn't been to a conference championship game since 1995. At some point, something has to give. The Micah Parsons contract situation and the long-term future of Dak Prescott are going to be the two biggest stories surrounding this team for the foreseeable future. How Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office navigate these waters will define the next era of Cowboys football. So, Cowboys Nation, I want to hear from you. What do you think the team should do? Should they break the bank for Parsons? Is it time to move on from Dak? Or should they run it back and hope this core can finally get over the playoff hump? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Cowboys content.